This is the ADIDAS Superspectral Pack, which is the big main drop for the rest of the season, but actually also for the Euros in the summer. And yeah, they look kind of crazy. And maybe you already know you want a pair, but how do you choose which ADIDAS boot to go for? Well, if you don't know, that's what I'll try and help you with today. And of course, show you what these bad boys look like in action on the pitch. So buckle up, make sure you subscribe, and remember that if you want to buy any of these, you can do so in the link right up there. But before we dive into the boots, let's take a look at the Superspectral Pack as a whole. Because, to be honest, I think it pops really well and actually looks properly good. I'll also be honest and say though that when I first heard the Superspectral name, I got a little bit confused because there's been a lot of Spectra something going on this spring. And somehow the Superspectral feels like the final stage of a Pokemon evolution. We had the Nike Spectrum pack first, then Puma came with their Spectra pack, which is Spectrum plural, and now ADIDAS have brought us the Superspectral. I don't know if they thought that it should be like the Charizard of the spring packs. Who knows?
Okay, Charizard, I choose you!
Anyway, Superspectral could have several meanings, but I interpret it this way. The spectrum that we humans can visibly see is, super simplified, red, green, and blue. But there's a lot more to it. We have microwaves and infrared, ultraviolet light, X-rays, gamma rays, and a lot more stuff. So if we are looking for a story, and I guess we are, you could say that the Superspectral Pack will help us awakening our senses and see the full spectrum, the super spectrum, other than just what our human eyes can see. I don't know. It could also be the other meaning of spectral, which is ghost-like, ex-ghosted. But who knows? I don't make the stories. But honestly, the story doesn't really matter when the boots look that fresh. And as for the boots, ADIDAS have got a little bit of something for everyone. But let's start with my favorite boots, the Exo Ghost, which is, I think it's fair to say, the best speed boot they've made for at least 7 years, if not ever, because it is extremely thin, relatively soft, and just sits very, very tight around your foot. And that means that you get an extremely sharp, almost like naked, really barefoot-like sensation on the ball, which is pretty good if you like to dribble. And also there's no grip here, so you get a very honest touch. But the best bit is the Carbitex insert in the outsole, meaning that you get a very aggressive sensation, almost like you're being pushed forward when you accelerate. So if that sounds like something for you, all you have to decide between is whether you want the uninterrupted laceless fit from the Plus, or if you want the slightly more secure fit from the laces on the 0.1. I prefer this, but honestly, both are great. If grip is what you like, the Predator Freak Plus is what you want, because here you get 225 little SL rubber spikes, which will give you by far the most grippy boot of, well, any on the market right now. Just listen to this. And no, they won't turn you into Paul Pogba, but once you learn to use them and master them, they will give you that little extra sense of control, which is really nice. And normally, I would go for the low-cut 0.1 with the laces, but to be fair, the Freak Plus here is a great fitting boot, and honestly, a really unique, very fun experience that actually delivers on the technical promises that it makes. Normally, when people ask about the most comfortable ADIDAS boot, I would point them to the COPA. And that's still the case because the Sense Plus here is very comfortable, but it's also different because it's comfortable in a slightly more modern way, where it's more streamlined and sharp and feels less chunky than the 19 and 20 pluses. Will it heighten your senses? No, it probably won't. But it still feels very elegant and slipper-like with its fusion skin leather forefoot and the foam Sense pods right here. And I'll also say that in this colorway, it looks absolutely phenomenal. Finally, if you've been a fan of the ADIDAS Nemesis boots, now is the time to stock up, because this is going to be the last time we're going to see the Nemesis Plus and Nemesis 0.1 in a big main ADIDAS pack. And the thing with the Nemesis is that it's always been kind of sitting a little bit in between with its agility focus and tension tape upper. But it's also kind of been a good thing because it's given people a little bit of everything. They've been very comfortable, have been sharp on the ball and relatively light. And they just feel a little bit more balanced than the very extreme X. And a lot of players have just been wearing them and enjoying them and will have, well, had been enjoying them. Because if you want to try a Nemesis, now is the time, because they're gonna go. So guys, now that you have the big overview, which of the Superspectral boots are you gonna go for? Let me know in the comment section right down below. And remember that, of course, you can buy all of the boots via the link right over there. But don't go and do that before you made sure that you've subscribed with the notifications on. And with those words, I'll be signing off. Cheerio.